So first I have to get the audio file out of the 142 sandbox. And by the way, 142 sandbox is still kind of the master sandbox for actually all of the courses. So what I do is if I'm going to do a new activity, I'm going to do it in this sandbox, and then I'm going to copy it to other places, is the basic idea. So you will notice as we go down here that in the listening area I have moved the gap fills into this listening folder. They weren't here before, and I put them right underneath the dialogue listening. And if possible, I would like you to try to figure out which of these, I know it looks really simple, but some of these gap fills match with dialogue listening 1 and some of them with dialogue listening 2, and it's really causing a bit of confusion, I think, for using them more than is necessary. So I'm opening up the gap fill, and I've actually already done the one called sleep problems, but it kind of needs to be done again because I did it just in my own personal course. So I'm going to start with airline safety, and to get the audio file I have to begin the test, and I can download it right here. I don't really have to go through Vocaroo because it's right here. So that's great. I'm downloading it now. And next I'm going to open up the website called Audio Trimmer. Audio Trimmer is next, and it's a fantastic website that does a lot of audio editing and adjustments. And when I go to the main page, it's going to give me some cutting functions, cutting off the ends of the audio. But what I really need is up at the top here. It's the tempo changer. That's the function where I can slow down the audio. So I'm clicked on Choose File, and I'm going to Downloads, and I'm selecting that Airline MP3. And now I would go down here. For this one, see, if I was doing it for 041, I would go all the way to 0.7. But for now, let's take it to 0.8. That is fairly slow. And I'm going to change it, and it's very quick. It will take the whole audio and quickly change it, and then I can download that audio, and it will come in my download files. Now I have to go back into Vocaroo, and I have to upload that video that that audio that was slowed down. So I'm back in Vocaroo, and I think you probably remember how this goes. I click Upload, I look for the file, the slowed down file, I upload it. And by the way, I just realized something here. We should probably change the file name to show exactly what the speed was that we slowed it down to. So where it says airline over here, it says airline audio trimmer. I'm going to put 0.8 because that was the speed that I'm using. Other people might go slower or might go faster. So this is helping us keep track of how slow the files are. So now we're uploading this to Audio Trimmer, into Vocaroo. And then the rest of it is very similar to what we've already done, where you remember, I think, how this part goes. So we're going to embed it into the first question, and we're going to replace the old embedded code. So I have to go back now here, and I have to edit the place where it is. Now this one was not actually in the first question, it was in the test information. That's actually not my favorite place to put it. So I prefer to put it in the first question because there is a feature in Blackboard where you can you can view these test information before you start the course. And I want to make sure that the audio is in the first question. So I'm going to exit the test, and now I'm going to edit the test. And here's where I have the chance to change the instructions and the title and things like that. So I'm clicking on edit here. Now you put the file down here, and like I said, I would prefer that it would be inside the first question to make it clearer. So I'm going to go into the first question, and I'm going to click on edit. And once I'm inside, now I click on HTML here, and I have to make sure I go all the way up to the top of the HTML and embed the code for, and there should be no extra spaces in HTML, by the way. So there's the code, and now I'm going to update the question code, and I'm going to click next, and there it is right there. I don't think we really need to put in the separate audio MP3 file. I think this Vocaroo is enough. And you will notice, by the way, that the length of the video increased. So maybe before it was like 2.5 minutes or 2 minutes 10 seconds, and now it's 2 minutes 43 seconds because it's a slower video. And now I just keep hitting next. But actually, before I do, there is something here I would like you to also edit at this time, and that is the point value of these questions. Since these are gap fill questions, so like in this case there's 5 big gap fill questions, and each one has partial credit scoring, I hope, on it. So if there's 5 big questions, then that means each question should be 20 points. So to make it add up to 100, which is usually what we're trying to do. So I'm going to click on all, and then 20 points, and then update, and now each question is 20 points. Okay, I just found another problem that's really kind of ruining this test. We did not specify partial credit on these, so if they just get one tiny little mistake, they lose all 20 points. So we need to go through and edit each question now. And at the bottom of the box there is a little box, allow partial credit. This is really important to make these items work correctly. And unfortunately you cannot do it for all the questions at one time. So you've got to go through each question, click on edit, and then scroll down. Oh, it's got it highlighted already, allow partial credit. So some of them have it and some of them don't. But if you're not sure about it, please check that all the questions will allow partial credit. Otherwise it really will mess up the scoring and everybody will get 0 pretty much. I guess these all have partial credit. That's excellent. One more thing that would be very helpful is I just noticed that all of these have one missing word, and I think it would be, and there aren't even any contractions here. So it would help the students if we said right up here in the instructions, which I'm going to edit right now, fill the blank with one missing word. So I just edited it there, So basically, airline safety, I think, is all ready to go, and it comes out to 100 points with 5 questions. And this will really go very well in a lot of my listening courses. I'm going to be using these a lot. Airline safety is all done. Now I'd like you to go through the rest of them. I think there's about 12 more here. There might be some more laying around other places, and all of the new ones you're creating, we could do this to kind of format it like this and put in this slower audio that could really help. We might even have to do this again with even slower for the 041 students to help them out, or I might just increase the time they can work on the activity. I'll find out how it's working with them. And then finally, the last thing is that we have to show the teachers that these gap fills match with these dialogue listenings, and I'm not sure yet how we're going to do that. We might have to give special numbers to the gap fills that correspond with numbers that are in the dialogue listenings. I don't really know yet the best way to do that, but somehow teachers need to know the connection between these comprehension exercises. Here's another little problem. I know I asked you to put these in folders, and I changed my mind. I don't like them in folders. So if you could move these out of the folder, and the way to do it is to open the folder, and here inside the folder there's only one activity, and then click on Move, and then go to Browse, and we're not moving it to another course, by the way. We're inside the same course. So now we've got to go way down to Listening here, and under Listening you can put it in the correct dialogue listening folder. I can't remember if I'm in one or two right now. And just click on that title and then click Submit, and the whole test will get moved. And then once all of those folders are empty, I was in dialogue listening 2, once all those folders are empty, we will delete those folders, or you can delete them as you empty them out. It's really hard to deal with them when they're in folders like that. If we had other activities based on this listening, like vocabulary and gap fill, maybe we would put them together in folders, but right now we really don't. All we have is the comprehension and the gap fill, and I'm sure that maybe in the future we'll develop them, or we're going to find some better lectures that I'm seeing online which would be easier to work with in these conversations. All right, thank you very much.